Welcome in everybody, XWeaverX. As you see here, I have the JSAUX shock absorbent storage case, courtesy of JSAUX for sending me this review unit to go ahead and review for you guys. Now again, this is for the Nintendo Switch 2, and this is going to be a competitor to D-Brand's Killswitch 2 case. They're both very similar in design and functionality. So let's go ahead and get this opened up. Okay, so unboxing the case, we are going to have three separate pieces here. We're going to have our front case here. Now this is what we're going to go ahead and snap onto the front when we want to go ahead and travel with this. And on the inside here, we're going to have this very nice thick foam pad. This feels very premium. It is a very nice padding here. And that's going to go ahead and protect your screen while in transit. And as well as absorb some of that shock. I'm assuming this is where the shock comes from. If you drop it, this is what's going to be absorbing most of that shock there. Now, if you look here, we do have 10 cart holders for our games here. You can go ahead and line those up right in there. And then we do have the cutout for our joystick, so our thumbsticks there are not going to be getting pushed down on when in transit. So that's going to be the front piece here. We do also have the cutout for the USB-C here at the top in case you want to go ahead and charge the device while it is in the protective state. So let's set that aside. Taking a look here at the back case, it has a frosted transparent look, which I really love. I think it looks really good. Now this is a prototype model and the final model is going to be a little bit thicker, but I have no issues here. Now this is going to have all the cutouts as well for all of our ports that we need. So we are going to go ahead and get that plugged up and see what this feels like on the Switch 2. Now this is my favorite part to this bundle. You get these Joy-Con cases, and they're very grippy, as you can see here. They have a very nice stylized texture on them, and that's going to improve the ergonomics of the Switch 2 when you have these on. They are very nice. They even have a rubber padding here to help protect the Switch 2 Joy-Cons when you slide them in. Now there has been some reported issues of scratches on the trigger buttons when you're trying to slide this in. So I'm going to go ahead and see what we can do on putting this on. But again, this feels very, very good in the hand. It has a very nice texture. And I don't think you're going to be dropping this at all with those long, sweaty game sessions. They just feel so, so good. Feel very premium. They are a plastic, but they are a very nice plastic with this rubber texture. It feels rubber. It's not actually rubber, I don't think. But it's the way that they smoothed out the plastic here that it feels like a rubber texture. It's very grippy, has a very, very nice feel again, as I was saying. So there we go. That's what that looks like. All right, let's go ahead and get this applied. So we're going to take my Switch 2. I'm going to go ahead and detach these Joy-Cons here. And we'll go ahead and put this back plate on. So it looks like this just slaps in from the top bottom. So we'll go ahead and clip that in. It did do a little clip noise. Now this, oh, there it goes. It clipped even more. Okay, now that I have this applied, let's go ahead and take a look at it. So up here at the top, we're going to have our USB-C. We have our 3.5mm headphone jack. We have all the cutouts for the fan exhaust here. And then we actually have the cutout for the power button and the volume rockers here as well. There's no buttons that you have to push these. These are the actual physical Switch 2 buttons here. And then we have our game card. Let's make sure this still pops open. It still pops open, no issues there. And then taking a look over here at the bottom, we do have our USB-C cutout as well. We have the fan grills and we have our speaker cutouts as well. Taking a look at the back here, we have this nice frosted transparent look here, and we do have the cutout for the kickstand. Let's go ahead and make sure this kickstand still pops out. We do have our full range of motion with the kickstand still, as you see. So let's go ahead and set it up into a couple different positions just to verify that it does work. And as you see, it does work. We do have access to every part of our kickstand, no issues there. And I am a really big fan of this transparent frosted look here. I'm really hoping JSAUX comes out with a transparent purple look, reminiscent of the old Game Boy days. As you see, this is my OG Switch here that I did a full shell swap mod on. And I have this nice transparent purple look to it. And I'm a very big fan of the transparent purple. It takes me back to the younger days when I was a young lad. So hopefully JSAUX comes out with the transparent purple look. And then we also have my transparent purple PS5 controller. So JSAUX, please come out with a transparent purple look for our Nintendo Switch 2. I think a lot of us would appreciate that, especially the nostalgic people like myself. Now let's go ahead and install the Joy-Con shells. I have seen some reports about people scratching their Joy-Con buttons here when they're trying to install this shell. But if you go in, you have to go in where the button is here to eject the Joy-Con. You want to come in, push that down, and kind of come in at this angle. And kind of push it back, as you see. And they slot in very easily. And then we're just going to push. And then slide this down. We'll push that in place. And that's in there. So, here we have it. This is what it's going to look like. With the Joy-Con shell installed, I can easily push my buttons. There's no issues there. They're not getting stuck on this plastic. They're not making contact or anything. They're just hitting just perfectly. No issues there. And so yeah, this is what it's going to look like. Let's go ahead and get the other one installed. We're going to take the button here and we're going to line it up with the insert here. So what you want to do is you want to just come in at an angle to where this is being pushed on. And then it slides back and up. And then we'll go ahead and push it in. It snaps right in. And then we'll just give it a nice push to make sure it's secure. And there we have it. Now we have our second one installed. Let's make sure our buttons are not sticking. I can hit my buttons very easily. They're not sticking or pushing against the plastic at all. Everything is good to go there. And again, this provides a very nice ergonomical grip to it. And let's go ahead and insert them onto our Switch 2. So I just played a game of Mario Kart to get a feel for this case. And my initial impressions of this is that it is very comfortable to hold. So this is what it's going to look like here. And when I'm holding it, I play just like this. And I think for those that like to play the longer game sessions, handheld here, are going to really enjoy this case. It's very comfortable to hold. I have like normal to bigger size hands, and I did not readjust my position the whole time I played Mario Kart. So the whole time I was playing, I played it just like this. And usually when I play without this on just the Switch 2, I'm doing this a lot. Like I'm constantly doing this while I'm playing to get a better grip. But with this case, it feels very comfortable and the ergonomics are just really good. I don't think you're going to have any issues when it comes to the long gaming sessions with using this case. And a big thing I really do like is this texturized finish here on this piece of plastic. It feels like it's rubber even though it's not. But yeah, I mean, it just adds a nice grip to the case itself. Okay, so let's go ahead and set this aside. And let's pop some game cartridges in here to see how easy it is to put in and remove. So I have my Pokédex case here. I've been using this case since I got my first Switch. I love it. I just love the look of it and the accessibility. It's very easy to pop these in and out. So going ahead and popping these in, they're just going to slide in like that. Actually goes in very relatively easy. You just kind of push it in like that. Okay, so I got my games installed here. And they sit very flush within the case itself, as you see here. You're not going to have any issues. This rubber comes up over the games itself again, so that's going to protect your screen. This is not going to be pushing on your screen whatsoever. And then if I give it a good shake test here. Yeah, these are not coming out at all. These are actually really nice and secure. And then going and popping them out, let's see. Now let's go ahead and put this over the Switch 2. So we go in from the top, it looks like. So where we have these cutouts here, we're just going to go ahead and push this in from the top. And then it just clips down just like that. So now I have the case fully installed and this is what it's going to look like. We'll do a quick run around 360 here. just so you can get a good look at the case when it's fully installed. So something to be aware of is the back here, the kickstand is still unveiled. So if that's going to bother you, that's something to just keep in mind. I don't think it's going to be any issues whatsoever. And then at the top here, we do have a USB-C cutout. So if you do want to charge this while it's in your bag, you're able to do so. So let's go ahead and pop this off. To pop it off, we're just going to pull at the bottom here and push up and outward. And then you just slide it forward like that. So that's how that's going to come off. If I take a look at my screen here, nothing wrong with it when you take off the case. I don't see any type of indentions from the game or anything to that sort. Now, something that's really nice about this case too is the Joy-Cons can detach from this while using this case. So you can go ahead and just detach it like normal. It comes off very easily. There's no issues whatsoever. So that's something I really like as well. And you can just snap them right back on. No issues whatsoever. So that's really cool that you can do that with this case. Now, I know there's going to be questions about docking. Are we able to dock this very easily? So let's go ahead and grab my dock and see about how easy that is. All right, so I got my Switch 2 dock. Let's go ahead and dock this in and see how it fits. So as you see, it is connected. No issues there. So before we wrap the video up, there is one more thing I want to test. I want to go ahead and throw on the straps here to make sure everything works accordingly. So with the straps on, they do go on very easily. And this actually adds a really nice grip if you're going to be using this in mouse mode for anything. I think it's excellent. It makes this way more comfortable to hold. My overall thoughts on this is I highly recommend it. For $30, you're getting an excellent value here by JSAUX. And if we compare this to the Killswitch 2 by dbrand, well, you're getting everything for less than a third of the cost that you would get with the Killswitch 2. So yeah, I highly recommend this case. I really like that you can detach these with no issue. We still have access to our kickstand here. We can go ahead and set that down. And again, something I really love about this case is the texture on the Joy-Cons here. It just has a very nice ergonomical fit in my hand, and it feels very comfortable. It adds very little weight to the Switch 2. So yeah, I'm going to have to say I highly recommend picking this up if you're looking for a good case for your Switch 2. And if you would like to, you can use my link down in the description. Go ahead and check it out. And again, thank you so much, JSAUX, for sponsoring this video. I really, really appreciate it. Go check out their products. They have excellent products on their website. And as always, peace and prosper, much love. We'll see you on the next one. Late.